separate group of House Republicans vowed a, quote, parallel independent investigation into the shooting after they were not chosen as part of the bipartisan task force. They are holding a forum of their own today in Washington, D.C. Congressman Corey Mills, Eli Crane, Chip Roy, Matt Gaetz, and Andy Biggs will be talking to a former Secret Service special agent, a former Navy SEAL officer, and Washington's regional SWAT operator. Congressman Biggs is in focus with me right now, Republican of Arizona and member of the House Judiciary and Oversight Committees. Sir, welcome to you. Thanks for joining us at this critical time in this ongoing investigation. What exactly do you want to get to the bottom to here, and what are your biggest questions?
Thanks for having me, Sandra. What we're trying to do, number one, is provide transparency for the American people. We've had multiple hearings with the former Director Cheadle, the current interim director, Rowe, and we're not really satisfied with how that's going. I trust my colleagues on the task force, but they're not going to put a report out until December. And we don't want the American people to forget what happened just a few weeks back. And so we brought together some experts, and we're going to get to the bottom of everything from the lack of communication between the Secret Service and local law enforcement. We're going to talk about the tactical problems. We've got actually two former snipers and one sniper on this panel today. And we want to show the American people that there are those of us who are actually going to make this as transparent as possible, even though the Secret Service seems to be dragging its feet. And the only person right now I trust with the investigation that's going on, besides the task force, I think they're trying to get there, and Clay Higgins is doing a great job. He issued his own report. But the only person who's really going to be out there that's going to be independent, that's investigating it, is the Inspector General for DHS, and that's Joe Kafari. And he's got it by the horns, and I trust that he's going to give us a good report to get to the bottom of it. But we want to also bring in these experts and aggregate the information in one place for the American people.
Yeah, because there is a lot out there. There's still a lot not answered in all of this. And the American people certainly are demanding transparency and accountability. Congressman, Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson is the leader of the Senate's bipartisan investigation into the assassination attempt. He expressed his own frustrations right here on Fox yesterday.
The Secret Service, FBI are basically dragging their feet. They're stonewalling us. We've gotten some transcribed interviews, but the documents we request are heavily redacted. They're delivered, the day of the interview, so we really can't use the documents to conduct the interviews effectively. So we're not getting squat from my standpoint.
What do you make of that the Secret Service and the FBI are stonewalling on this shooting?
Well, it's consistent with why the American people don't trust our institutions anymore. You had everything was cleaned up within 3 days. You have the shooter's body was cremated. And so we're left with, depending on reports, where you really don't have the opportunity to go through and actually second guess and take a second peek. And that is consistent with what Senator Johnson's talking about, is that there seems to be a problem with giving us transparent information. It's always, well, we're under investigation, we're conducting an investigation. And that's the problem, Sandra, ultimately, that the American people have. They say, the Secret Service is investigating itself. The FBI is investigating itself. We need to have some outside information, outside investigators.
It's certainly been slow going, trying to get more and more information to the American public about all of this, Congressman. Meanwhile, our nation's border security is a top voter issue this November. We know that, and it has been for quite some time. Vice President Harris recently has changed her tune on toughness now that she's atop the Democrat ticket. Her GOP opponent's running mate tore into the damage already done. Listen.
What do you make of her transformation on this issue?
Well, I don't think it's a question of transformation. We have a crisis at the border, and we've got to make sure the fentanyl does not get into this country. We have to crack down on illegal immigration. But what we need is comprehensive immigration reform.
Okay, so not exactly the soundbite we were going there but he did downplay this transformation, he called it, on the border when it comes to Kamala Harris. Harris has a history of landing far left on immigration. She once said an undocumented migrant is not a criminal and called to, quote, re-examine ICE and its role. But in the 36 days of her current White House bid, she's now said she will hire thousands more border agents and be strong on border security. Border state residents are not buying this. Listen.
There's no border security.
Very poor, very poor.
Lousy, non-existent. She never did anything other than open the war.
It's non-existent. So from a scale of 0 to 10, I would give her a 0.
Negative 25. She needs to come here and live for a week and see what it's like.
It's going to be a tough sell to the American public that's dealing with this issue and is greatly concerned about it to say she's here to fix the problem when she's been in leadership in the White House all these years. Final thought from you, Congressman.
Yeah, you're exactly right. She was the border czar, border leader, whatever you want to call her. That was her charge. She never went to the border even. And I can tell you as a border state resident, it is the #1 issue. And there isn't anybody. You see, even the Democrats in my state are running away from her because they believe, like I do, that you have to have strong border security because our crime rates are going up. Fentanyl deaths, human trafficking, all of that can be laid at her feet currently. She's been in office for almost 4 years. She could have done something, but instead and actually her running mate, Mr. Walz, he is also Governor Walz is very soft on border issues. They both didn't like the wall. They didn't like the Remain in Mexico policy. They didn't like anything that President Trump did. And yet, Yuma County alone, fewer than 9,000 people, Sandra, encountered in the entire last year of President Trump. And they get that about every 10 days now under this administration.
Wow, a lot to watch there. Congressman, appreciate you joining us on all of that. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Sandra.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.